What's going on, everyone? So, after last night's game against the Portland Trail Blazers, we saw JJ run several kind of just big units, right? You saw like Rui and Cam Reddish with LeBron James and Max Christie and Dorian Finney-Smith. And I loved those units out there. Obviously, I would have preferred Anthony Davis in the mix of that. But just like the switchability, the versatility, the size, the length, right? Like, you can see it, right? You can see the potential, right? Like Dorian Finney-Smith with like a Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and like a Max Christie could just feed families, right? Like, and then the more that I was kind of watching, the more I was like, you know what? I really am liking. I already have talked about like maybe going and getting another 3-and-D wing, and then slotting Dorian Finney-Smith in as like your two guard. Again, this isn't the YMCA. This is the NBA. You're slotted based on defensive matchups, right? Not really worried about it. Also, the fact that you have LeBron James gives you so much more flexibility. But I really like the idea, and I'm liking it more and more, of turning Rui into another legit 3-and-D wing, right? Jeremy Grant, which I don't love his contract, right? On top of his contract, his asking price is still too high, but like he would be ideal. Kyle Kuzma, again, not really at the top of my totem pole, but like, again, the athleticism, the size, the length, the rebounding, the versatility, right? The switchability out there. Don't really hate that. Cam Johnson in a perfect world is it, right? Like, Cam Johnson would be A1, right? Like, Cam Johnson might actually make us a contender, like, in all honesty, right? Like, to have Reaves, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, Lakers might be one of, if not the best teams in the league, especially the way Cam Johnson is playing this year, right? Like, but the problem is, as soon as the Thunder got into the conversation, that was it, right? Like, even if we were willing to trade Dalton Connect and like 2 firsts to go get Cam Johnson, I still don't think that would be enough. I still think at the end of the day, if the Thunder really want to, the Thunder could just, here's 6 firsts and still have like 25 left to trade. Like, they have so many, it's like insane. Like, you can spend an hour just scrolling through their catalog of tradable firsts. It's like sickening how many picks that they have. So I don't think that that's very realistic. I don't hate the idea of a John Collins if you can go get a Walker Kessler, right? Like, if you can go and get a Walker Kessler in the deal, take on John Collins. I've talked about that before, and I even like made a video diving into how like I wasn't really big on John Collins at first, but I've kind of came around to it, kind of changed my tune on John Collins. His size, his length, his athleticism, his versatility, being able to slot him essentially 3 through 5, although he's more of a 4-5. But, again, his athleticism and foot speed, he can, especially if you have all that extra size, he can hold his own. Anthony Davis manning the middle, and then just like a bunch of like 6'8", 6'9" weight. Oh my God. Because the thing is, you can do something on the Lakers that you can't do anywhere else because you have LeBron James, right? You can slot LeBron anywhere you want on the basketball court. You always have a built-in point guard in LeBron. And so, like, I love the idea of like some of those units, some of those lineups that you could play, right? Especially if you can keep a Jared Vanderbilt. Again, imagine, a perfect world, you get like a Cam Johnson, but imagine something like, LeBron, Vando, Dorian Finney-Smith, let's just call it Kyle Kuzma, and Anthony Davis. You know how much size and length and versatility, and just, my goodness. Like, that would be, like, good luck trying to score on that. Talk about defending the perimeter and all that. Like, that would be insane, right? Just that versatility to defend. Anthony Davis can defend out on the perimeter. Literally, you can switch any position 1 through 5. Literally, because you have this, all those 5 guys could switch and match up with all of those guys. Everybody 1 through 5, right? Like that. Like, what other team really has that? Like, I just, to me, it's almost like make teams adjust to you. I mean, still have like Austin Reaves and guys like that you can, and I'm not saying you don't start Austin Reaves or anything. I'm talking more of just like, 5-man units throughout the course of the game, right? You could start whatever, Reaves, Dorian Finney-Smith, we'll just stick with Kyle Kuzma, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, right? Like that could be your starting 5, fine, no problems, no worries, right? But then like have units where like Reaves is on the bench and then like you're injecting like a Max Christie or you're injecting, like I said, a Jared Vanderbilt and just make teams figure it out. Make teams have to try to beat you. Make teams have to try to score. Right? And between Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and that, like you'll figure it out offensively. Right? You run the right type of sets and actions and stuff like they'll figure it out offensively. You might be so good defensively, you just got to score 10 points in that during that stretch, right? I just think you'd be fine in that regard. This doesn't mean that I don't want a point of attack guard. Like I still love the idea of a Bruce Brown. I still love the idea of like a Malcolm Brogdon, Lonzo Ball, like a guy like that. Like I do have my concerns about Lonzo and Brogdon, particularly health-wise. I've even said this, right? People are always saying like Bruce Brown, like why do you want Bruce Brown so much over, a Brogdon or, Alonzo or whatever? And it's solely just health. And I know people are going to say like, but he just was hurt. He just got back from injury. Yes, but he doesn't have the extensive injury history, right? Like that's the difference. Lonzo hasn't played in 2 years and can't play more than 20 minutes. Otherwise, he has to miss the next 5 games. He can't play more than 5 games in a row or he's got to take a couple nights off, right? Like, and he's not the same guy he was pre-injury. Defensively, he's still been really good, but just everything else, right? If you told me right now, Tyler, I jumped in a time machine, Lonzo gets back to 80% of what he was pre-injury. That Lonzo would make us a title contender, bar none. There's not a doubt in my mind. Talk about a legit, sizable point of attack, athletic guard that can play make. Had excellent chemistry with LeBron James. In Chicago, shot like 43% from 3-point range on like 7 attempts. Right? Like if you give me that version of Lonzo on this Lakers team, slotted alongside Austin Reaves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, Lakers, I would be very surprised if somebody beat that team. Again, that version of Lonzo Ball. It's not this version of Lonzo Ball. Malcolm Brogdon, I've even said, Malcolm Brogdon is the perfect fit. Sizable, versatile, 3-and-D guard, right? Legit. 40% from 3-point range, right? Can defend 1 through 4. Can give you that point of attack, can give you some athletics, give you everything that you need from the guard position. But can he play more than 40 games? If you, again, Tyler, I jumped into a time machine. I came back. Malcolm Brogdon, we're trading for him. We got 50 games left? He's going to play all 50 games, and he's going to be healthy throughout the entire playoffs. Go get Malcolm Brogdon right now. No questions, ands, ifs, buts about it. Brogdon and Valanciunas, fine. Here you go. Whatever. Bring it on. Let's go win a championship. Right? But again, you can't count on that. Bruce Brown is the one guy that you can count on. Because again, his history shows that you can count on him. Right? And he gives you the defense, gives you the point of attack, gives you the athleticism, gives you that guy that can initiate. I mean, Austin Reaves, even though he had another good game, in my opinion, I didn't like that he was settling in the threes that he took. Again, I talk about this all the time, right? What did I say the other day? Austin Reaves was 1 of 4. 1 of 4 from 3-point range. He was being more aggressive. He was hunting guys down, attacking, finding his shot, finding his groove, right? I made the video about like the reemergence, right, with the trade thing. Problem is, Austin Reaves went 9 or 2 of 9. That's the problem. He was settling. Now, could it be that it was the first game of a back-to-back? Maybe. We'll see what he does tomorrow. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Or later today, right? Willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. But that's the difference, right? I still think he had a good game overall. It impacted the game in multiple ways. But it's just the offensive output. I talk about it all the time. Go watch the games where he's like, where his 3-point shot has fallen or he's not taking as many. He's a completely different player than when he's taking 9 threes. Unless he's just shooting the lights out, he's not the same player when he's doing that because he's not as aggressive. He doesn't put the Lakers in advantage spots the way that he does when he's being aggressive, right? So the point is, like, I do believe you need that guy that can handle and take the ball pressure off of Austin Reaves. You even saw in this Portland game. the lack of ball pressure handling, right? Like he was even with Portland, they were pressing him and he had to get the ball out of his hands, right? Turn the ball over a couple times. Like it's those kind of things. Even in the games where he's been great, he's dealt with ball pressure and he's struggled, right? Like that's why I like the idea of that point of attack guard, somebody that can bring the ball up, handle, and help take the pressure off of Austin Reaves just as the initiator. Doesn't mean that Austin Reaves isn't going to have the ball in his hands. Doesn't mean that he's not going to be, the main option. Now he gets to operate more as the 2 guard. He doesn't really have to worry about making plays as much. He can just go be aggressive, right? But, I mean, if you could get some real again, it's kind of more of just like a thought exercise, right? Like, than it is like, I still might prefer Bruce Brown or a Malcolm Brogdon or something more. But, like, man, I just, like, watching those units and, like, kind of, like, going back over some of the film and stuff, it's just, like, you can see the vision. You can see the layout of what could be, right? You're just like, man, that's, like, be seamless. And you have LeBron that could help, right? Like, again, I'm not worried about Austin Reaves in the regular season. It's the playoffs when teams like, again, imagine playing the Thunder and Alex Caruso and Lou Dort are just pressuring Austin Reaves 94 feet, right? Like, could Kuz bring the ball up and initiate? Dorian Finney, sure, they could. And then you always have LeBron to default too. But it's just, I don't know. Like, that size might be worth the gamble. That size by itself might be worth the risk. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you think, like, yes, that size, that length, that versatility, it's too much to pass up? Do you think, no, you still got to go with the guard position? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.